One man is arrested after police say he shot at another man at a crowded Brooklyn Park strip mall. According to Brooklyn Park Police, officers responded to the Starlite Center around 6:15 Thursday evening. A 911 caller reported that shots had been fired at a Metro Transit bus near the mall. Police say two men got into an argument on the bus. The men then got off the bus, and one of them pulled out a gun and fired twice at the other man. Both men ran away from the scene.
No one was hit. The bus was not hit to my knowledge. We recovered 2 shell casings that were in the street there. So we were lucky that nobody was hit, and it's unfortunate that something that started as a verbal argument had to rise to this level.
The shooter was eventually caught. Police say he admitted to the shooting and also had a gun on him. He was arrested by Metro Transit Police. Brooklyn Center has a new tool that will soon provide another set of eyes to help the city's patrol officers. The city unveiled its first mobile camera trailer at the Shingle Creek Crossing Shopping Center. Business owners, apartment complexes, and charity groups teamed up with the city to raise more than $50,000 to fund the technology. The camera has a special 360-degree lens that covers a wide area. The goal is to clamp down on retail and vehicle thefts that the police chief says have been a problem in this particular location.
So we're doing everything that we can with officers, technology, and that sort of thing to make sure people in the community are safe. That's the biggest thing. That's the reason why police are here and everybody else is here. People want to feel safe. Doesn't matter what color you are, what dialect, you deserve to be safe, and that is our job.
The chief added that this camera will not replace patrol officers in the area, but instead provide an additional resource. The Minnesota House passed earned sick and safe time for workers on Thursday night after a 7-hour debate. The legislation would ensure at a minimum 1 hour of paid earned sick and safe time for every 30 hours worked, up to at least 48 hours a year. Those voting against the bill included Representative Kristen Robbins from Maple Grove, who relayed messages on the House floor that she heard from small businesses and restaurant owners in her district.
And I don't know why the government is making this choice for my employees instead of us working it out together. And that's the heart of our concern about this bill, members. It's that it's taking away the flexibility for people to design what works best for them.
The bill passed in a 69-54 vote. Duluth, St. Paul, Minneapolis, and Bloomington already require employers to provide the benefit. The matter now goes to the Senate. The Plymouth City Council has approved plans for a new senior living facility. The facility would be located on unused land west of Pilgrim United Methodist Church, just southeast of the Zachary Playfields. The proposal by Sweet Living Senior Care would offer 32 units, 20 for assisted living and 12 for memory care. The company behind the project operates 14 such facilities in the Twin Cities, including one in Brooklyn Park and another in Crystal. This would be the first in Plymouth. Residents of Crystal will be able to give input on the planned Blue Line light rail route. The route in Crystal will go through the middle of County Road 81. At the planned Bass Lake Road station, design scenarios include an elevated intersection with vehicles traveling above the light rail tracks, or an at-grade proposal that includes a pedestrian bridge to access the trains. Crystal Mayor Jim Adams has spoken out against the route over concerns of losing traffic lanes. A community meeting on the project will take place February 27th from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Crystal Community Center. Maple Grove-based Bunce Performing Arts is bringing an emotional story to the stage with its production of Bright Star. Here's Jason Malello with a preview in our weekend showcase.
The highs and lows of life.
A story of loss and redemption.
And those we lean on through it all.
Really seeing how people come together through hardship.
Bright Star is an energetic musical set in North Carolina in the 1920s and 1940s. The main protagonist is Alice Murphy.
She's this young, spunky little thing, very fiery. And then you see her in the future as an adult, and then seeing how she transformed between through her experiences.
Bright Star was written and composed by the actor and comedian Steve Martin and singer-songwriter Edie Brickell.
The music is fantastic, very fun music, and just a lot of toe tapping.
The bluegrass tunes take the audience back in time.
You very much feel like you're in the South, in a different era, in a simpler time.
And bring a more powerful narrative to the story through song and dance.
Music in musicals actually brings out the emotion more because there's just some emotions that are so big that it can only come out through song.
Music from across the river.
Show has really challenged me in a way to evolve the choreography to match the emotions and actually to tell the story.
Throughout Bright Star, many of the characters change and evolve. They live and love and fall and rise. It's art mirroring life.
You leave, I think, feeling good about life and feeling happy, but you recognize that throughout the whole show there was loss and there was heartbreak and there were struggles. But yeah, that is a lot like life.
In Maple Grove, Jason Malillo, CCX News.
All performances of Bright Star are at Maple Grove Middle School. The show opens on February 24th. Brooklyn Park residents showed off their West African dance and drumming skills at the Community Activity Center on Thursday night. For 13 weeks, participants learned traditional rhythms and dances from the New Guinea West African area. The Dunia Drum and Dance Company taught the class. This type of drumming and dancing is an integral part of West African life. The different rhythms and dances are performed at weddings, births, and funerals. The class was free for community members because of a grant through the Minnesota State Arts Board and legislative appropriation from the Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund.
Rogers and Wayzata are both ranked in the top 10 in boys hockey, and they met head-to-head on Thursday night. Jason Malillo has more.
5th-ranked Rogers hosting 6th-ranked Wayzata in boys hockey. Royals captain Sam Rinaldo uncontested skating into the Wayzata zone, and he snaps a shot and goal for a 1-0 lead. Second period, Drew Kreckelberg tips in Rinaldo's shot for a power play marker, 2-0 Royals. Wayzata cuts the lead in half in the third period on Jacob Kwasnicka's redirect goal, and the Trojans have life. But Rogers seals it with an empty netter by Rinaldo, and the Royals win 3-1. Jason Malillo, CCX Sports.
Seeding for the section boys hockey tournaments will take place this weekend, with section tournament games starting late next week. Despite an overtime loss to Eden Prairie Thursday night, the Wayzata boys basketball team is playing really well right now. The 3rd-ranked Trojans enter the final stretch of the regular season with a 17-4 record. 17 wins in 18 games. The Wayzata boys basketball team is not only winning, but winning big. The Trojans' average margin of victory is nearly 18 points. The 0-3 start to the season is a distant memory.
I think on offense, it's a lot of ball movement right now. At the beginning of the year, we lacked some of that, lacked a lot of offensive movement. And defensively, we had a lot of energy, we've had a lot of talk. And like I said earlier, we just want everyone to do well.
As a team, I feel like now we are so much more locked in, like as a group. You know, we're all like really connected together. Like we move the ball really well on offense. And defensively, we're like locked in together, you know, playing solid on D, helping each other out. So
we've got a history of guys having a lot of success, and so we knew that we were going to be able to turn it around, and we've done it one day at a time, and hopefully we'll continue to do it one day at a time.
The Trojans possess depth. They often go 8 or 9 deep. 4 of their 5 starters average scoring in double figures. With plenty of firepower, they're a tough team to defend.
When we share it and move the basketball, it's really tough to guard 9 guys that can play. And sub guys in and out, keep guys fresh, and we got some guys playing as well as any guys I've ever coached too. Hayden Tibbetts is playing remarkable right now, and he's been doing that for a long stretch.
Next week, the Trojans play 3 games. Non-conference games later in the week against White Bear Lake and Minneapolis North, and a matchup Tuesday at Lake Conference opponent Minnetonka.
Yeah, I do love playing Minnetonka. I mean, we've had some good games these last couple of years, and they're obviously a really good team, so it should be exciting.
The Trojans hope this hot streak continues. They look to get back to the state tournament again next month. Spots in the team portion of the state wrestling tournament are on the line this weekend. Most of the teams in the CCX viewing area compete in Section 5-3A. Jay Wilcox has a preview.
As wrestling teams hit the mat in Rogers for the Section 5-3A team tournament Saturday, the event will probably look pretty similar to past years. Wayzata is the number 2 seed for the section and rated 8th in Class 3A. But the Trojans, should they reach the final, would still be a decided underdog to top-ranked St. Michael Albertville. The Knights are the top seed and favorite again. They've been to state for 24 straight years and won the state title last season. Host Rogers is the number 3 seed and will take on 6th seed Maple Grove in the quarterfinal round. 4th seed Armstrong and 5th seed Park Center had a close match in the regular season, and their quarterfinal round match is a toss-up. 8th seed Osseo has the unenviable task of meeting St. Michael Albertville in the quarterfinals, while Hopkins, as the 7th seed, also faces an uphill battle against 2 seed Wayzata. Action gets started at 10 o'clock Saturday morning with quarterfinal matches, followed by semis at approximately 11:30 and the championship around 1:30, all at Rogers High School. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
Tutino Grace is the top seed and host for the Section 5 AA tournament Saturday. That tournament also includes 5th seed Benilde St. Margaret's, 4th seed Brooklyn Center Concordia Academy, and 8th seed Cooper. That's all for sports. More CCX News after this.
Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.